And now, coming to you live from Huntsville Attic, it's Rockin' with Rockin Robbie. And here's your host, Rockin Robbie.
Hey everybody, welcome to Rockin' with Rockin Robbie. I am, of course, Rockin Robbie. Thanks for coming today. A very special day here live in Huntsville Attic with me, of course, as always, Jumpin and Jivin James.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing, James?
I'm doing awesome.
All right. Next, we always have him. It's always a pleasure. Maniacal Mike. Yeah.
That's right. We have him.
Woohoo. All right. A couple newbies here. A couple rookies to Rockin' with Rockin Robbie. Ladies and gentlemen, Jelangsta, Gangsta. Yeah. How you doing, Jelangsta, Gangsta?
Very good.
Thank you for coming to Huntsville Attic. All right. Also, Bodacious Brooks.
He's bodacious.
He is. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, including you, the listener. I want to thank Flux, Capacitor, Overdrive for the opening song, as usual. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It is our extremely extraordinary X-Stravaganza. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is our Xmas episode. And, as always, as is our custom here in Huntsville Attic on Smile or Else, SOEproductions.com. It's time for opening shot, brought to us today by some apple pie moonshine, everybody. Clinky clink.
Clinkety clink.
Good show, everybody. Good show. Yeah. It's still a little bit warm, but it's really good. It's really good.
Wow. Jeez.
Got a bite, man.
I thought Mike was a manly
It should
man
be
then.
cold.
Yeah, Mike, you're supposed to be the manly man here, and there you are. Anyway.
Yeah, I
feel
am
your
when it's
pain.
chilled.
Well,
I only drink vodka warm, motherfucker.
you know, like we always say in Huntsville Attic, don't complain about free alcohol. Thank you for joining us. It is our extremely extraordinary Xmas extravaganza. And, if you have guessed it, it's all about the X-Men. So right now, let's talk about some of our favorite X-Men related topics, everybody. Let's start with everybody's favorite X-Man. All right, Mike, who is your favorite X-Man character?
Jamie Madrox, the multiple man.
The Multiple Man. Those of us who know you could have easily guessed that. Why do you love the Multiple Man, sir?
Because he's probably the most greatest mutant in the world that's underutilized.
That's a very 10-year-old answer.
Yeah. He can do anything. He can learn anything. You know, he can send his dupes anywhere.
Uh-huh.
You know, I need you to go learn physics. They go learn physics. They come back. He knows physics. Go be the greatest detective. He learns that. You know, anything. He's a one-man army. Just, you know.
That's really cool.
I'm
So he
fighting
takes on
something-
the traits of all the dupes that he sends out when he reabsorbs them.
Yes, and
You're
if they die, he still feels that too.
Ah, very interesting. In fact, there's a lot more to that character that Peter David has developed over the years in the series X Factor, both Volume 1 and 2,
Yes, mostly in Volume 2.
that most people really, really need to pay attention to, especially Volume 2. It is actually pretty good. Mike is a huge Multiple Man fan. You were wearing a Multiple Man t-shirt yesterday, I believe, when I saw you, Mike.
Yes, I was.
All right. Brooks, why don't you tell me, Bodacious Brooks is our resident X-Men historian, along with Maniacal Mike and Jelangsta Gangsta. Brooks, who's your favorite X-Men character, hero?
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey. Why? Why Jean Grey? And do you prefer Marvel Girl, Jean Grey, or Phoenix? As a
Jean
name?
Grey.
Jean
Just
Grey. I've
straight
always
Jean
preferred
Grey.
her being called Phoenix, even when she didn't have the
Yeah,
Phoenix.
I like the Phoenix. But
Are you talking about like 90s Jean Grey? Like,
yeah.
all right.
Oh, with the purple and with the blue and orange
The blue
costume.
and orange costume.
Why do you like Jean Grey so much, Brooks?
Well, she was one of my favorite originals, and I always liked Jean Grey as a person. You know, she's a sweet person. She accepts people as they are. You know, she's like Professor X's daughter. She has like all the best of him.
Very cool. So basically, she's a really sweet, nice person, nurturing.
And I like the
actually.
Phoenix. The Phoenix is badass.
That's no shit, right? No shit. You can't think of Jean Grey without the Phoenix. Jelangsta Gangsta.
Yes, sir, the gangster.
Who's your favorite X-Men character?
Wow. It's the really easy one. I really love Wolverine.
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 Someone had to pick Wolverine, of course.
Yeah. Well, my favorite X-Man ever is Wolverine. His first appearance, of course, as Incredible Hulk 181.
Actually, his first appearance is Incredible Hulk 180.
Oh,
on
he
the
makes
very
a
last
cameo.
page. But
Wow.
his first full appearance, of course, yes, Hulk 181.
Yes.
Very, very important.
Very pivotal, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely indeed. Some can argue
Yeah,
that
who
that
won
is the
that?
beginning of the Bronze. Who won that? Nobody, really. Wendigo, they wound up working together against the Wendigo, I believe.
Oh.
Wendigo.
Wendigo!
Well, he's got an awesome healing factor.
He's some kind of dog.
I
He's got
like
a great
him.
healing factor.
Got a great
powers.
feat. Yeah,
Great
he's
powers.
what, over 100 years old,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
He
They finally revealed some of his
literally can't
origin in
die.
the early 2000s.
Yeah.
The early oddies, as
Yeah.
we say.
No one knew his name for
Oddies.
real. He went by the name of Logan, which is awesome. Who goes with Logan?
Well, when we were kids, like we all loved. Everybody groaned when he said Wolverine, but when we were kids, everybody loved Wolverine, and the mystery was part of that. I
I
believe.
liked him because he hated Cyclops so much.
Yeah, me too. Right? Like, we could all
Well,
relate to that
too,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
He's got the adamantium skeleton. I mean, he's really badass.
Nothing can hurt him.
Claws
really.
pop out. Gosh,
He
he's a
exactly
member of
does a
like
perf-
18.
perfect job.
So what's his
18
mutant ability?
teams.
What?
So what's his mutant ability?
His mutant ability is his healing factor and his heightened senses. It's like Sabretooth. He's like a Wolverine with a healing factor.
So what are the
You know,
claws?
Wolverines are very small, but they will fuck you up, man.
So the claws
yeah.
are all natural, right?
Yeah, the claws are natural.
Yeah, we didn't find that out until he had the
Much later.
adamantium taken out, which is
Yeah.
very interesting.
A lot of great
Claws.
stories about Wolverine. Either way, you
Absolutely.
can talk about him all day.
Speaking
but
of
that's my
Wolverine,
favorite character.
imagine Wolverine
Yeah, come on.
a little
Wolverine
bit
kicked his
buffer, with blue fur, and
No,
you
he's
get
got
early
claws.
'90s Beast. Beast
Yeah, pretty much.
is my favorite X-Men character. I love Beast. Why do I love Beast? Because it's brains over brawn. Though he is very athletic. You know, Beast is one of my favorite X-Men characters.
like a
Of course, he's
scholar.
Hank McCoy, created by Stan Lee, Jack Kirby. First appearance, X-Men #1, 1963. At first, of course, he was just human-looking head and heightened agility and had the big feet and the big hands. Of course, he winds up leaving the X-Men and he winds up working at some kind of laboratory. And he's developing a serum to give somebody the mutant gene for a short amount of time. Injects himself into it, and guess what happens? That's when the mutation
Why would he
happened, where he
need
got the
to
fur.
test that on himself? He
No.
already had mutant
I know that
powers.
sounds like a very bad idea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's when he gets the fur and the claws and a little bit of a healing factor. I didn't even realize this, but he actually has a little bit of a healing factor.
So my question is this during the Avengers or during the Defenders?
This was before the Avengers and before the Defenders. He quits the X-Men. In the book Amazing Adventures, they tell the story. He furs out. The Beast we all know and love today is all furry. Originally, it was gray fur. Eventually became blue just through artistic choice, like why the Hulk went from gray to green. It was just artistic choice. No real reason. He then joins the Avengers. He then joins the Defenders. He then goes back to the X-Men in the or before that, he goes to X Factor.
Right.
After that, he goes back to the X-Men in the relaunch in
What I
the
don't
early
understand
90s.
is he was human again in X Factor.
He had the what's the device?
Oh, he had an image
Image
inducer?
Yes,
Inducer.
image
Oh.
inducer. Their whole thing was X
Yeah, because it had to
Factor.
look normal.
X Factor was the whole thing is they were going to hunt mutants.
And they were portraying themselves as humans.
Right.
Hunting mutants
They
down.
hunting mutants. But when they found them, they protected them and sent them to the school.
And it was the 5 original X-Men, which Beast is a big part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went all Tourette's there. Anyway,
Big.
I love Beast. He used the image inducer, as you said. Of course, here lately he's mutated more into a more feline type representation.
Thanks.
In
I
Grant
like the
Morrison's
new
New
Beast.
X-Men.
New
I like
Beast
the
is
new
cool.
Beast.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the upcoming Bendis All New X-Men, as we have seen, he is undergoing a new transformation. I'm very eager to see how that becomes. Speaking of transformations, he used the image inducer. Another very famous X-Man who used the image inducer a lot happens to be my buddy Jumpin and Jivin James' favorite X-Man. Who is your favorite X-Man hero? Jumpin and Jivin James?
I'm going to go Nightcrawler, dude.
Nightcrawler.
He's just badass. He can teleport anywhere he wants to. He's an awesome acrobat. He has a tail. And he looks
can
like a
use
demon.
the tail to sword fight.
Exactly. Because he loves the swashbuckling.
He always had the coolest action figures. He was the coolest action figure in that original X-Men line because of the suction cups, and he was the hardest one to fucking find. The hardest one. I found one hidden behind some James Bond Jr. shit in Toys R Us. James Bond Jr. just told everybody my age. Most people don't even fucking remember that.
So yeah,
Tell us some more about Nightcrawler.
first appearance 1975. It was the giant-sized X-Men #1.
That's right.
He
of
was
firsts
created
in that
by Lynn Wine and David Cockrum. And a little
It
trivia
just
for you
gets me all
guys.
excited to hear you say those names. It really does.
And if you want to know a little bit of trivia, David Cockrum actually started designing him when he still worked at DC. And he was
Awesome.
originally going to be used for a DC project.
So he was almost a DC character.
Almost.
That's very interesting. Which, do you know for which DC book, possibly?
I want to say it was some group called the Outsiders, but not something that.
Batman and the Outsider.
That didn't happen
not
until the
that.
80s, though.
But it's not that. It's a
Okay.
different outsider group they were working
Interesting.
on that I don't think they ever made.
Interesting. It's funny, as a comic book historian, I do not know what you're referring to. I'll have to find out.
We'll have to look it up.
Anything else about Nightcrawler? Of course, Alan Cumming played him in X-Men 2. In
Yes,
fact, the
did an
opening
excellent job.
scene.
It is one of the most badass mutant scenes ever. I mean, he just takes out the entire protecting staff
could've
and
killed the
almost
president.
kills the president.
Obviously, his mutant power is to teleport. For people who
You
don't
can
know,
also hide in shadows.
that's
Yes,
true.
you can.
Near darks, yes, he's
That's true.
invisible.
But there's a
Kind of
thing
a
that
camouflage
there's,
aspect.
There's a thing about Nightcrawler that I hated when they started redoing him in the early 2000s. Is he
All right.
put down the swords and left the whole swashbuckling
Yeah, I do prefer
and
him
with-
with swashbuckling.
and went
Yeah,
all
he went back to
religious.
the priesthood.
Yes.
yeah,
I didn't like
he was
much
actually
the whole
you know,
priesthood
Catholic.
thing.
It's very funny that you mentioned that. Because Nightcrawler was a Catholic priest. At times. Chris Claremont
correct.
did that, the writer. Catholic priests around this time of the year celebrate a little known holiday called Christmas. Everybody, do we know anything about Christmas?
Christmas is my favorite
I think
time
it's
of year.
the night I get presents.
It is your favorite time of the year, Jelani.
Oh yeah, man.
Why do you love Christmas so much?
It's cold.
complaining
Just
about
the
the
best
cold.
part, man. You love the presents, of course. You love the celebration of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And he's a sweet baby Jesus.
I think it's the music and the lights.
Music and
that
lights,
too.
everything. I mean, Christmas is a good fucking fun time of the year. Of course, Christmas is a celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, who a lot of people believe to be the Messiah.
But I thought he was born in like summer or something. The man.
Well, here's
believe
the,
it.
the interesting
it was
thing.
Constantine. did
He
that.
was, first of all, he wasn't born in 0 BC
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. He was probably born like more anywhere between 2 BC to 7 BC. And he was probably, according to what some historians see through the three wise men and how they get to him through the star. And there was a perfect Jupiter at this certain moment, at this certain time was happening, and it was very bright. It would have been the brightest thing in the sky aside from the moon. And it would have led, and Jupiter being representation of a king, of Zeus, would be the star that they would have followed. And that would put his birth more in the summer months, in May, possibly. The reason why it was moved to December 25th, it was by the early to mid 4th century that Western Christianity celebrated it on December 25th. There are a couple of reasons. Number one, it tied in with the Roman winter solstice. That was the main reason. That was a big pagan holiday, and like typical Catholic operations, they moved their event to coincide with a very popular Roman holiday. Once Roman Catholics, there you go, right? Also,
Roman holiday.
the conception of Jesus is believed to have happened in March, because there's a reference in the book of Luke about Elizabeth, Mary's cousin, who birthed John the Baptist, being in the 6th month of her pregnancy. And a lot of people tie that together to March for some reason. Whatever. December 25th, regardless, is how we celebrate. A lot of Eastern Christianity at the time celebrated it on January 6th, which is actually a
January
very
6th.
important day for Jumpin and Jivin James.
Yes, that'd be my birthday.
And
Hey, happy
even
birthday, man.
today, some
actually
denominations
January
celebrate
6th.
Christmas January 6th. So there you go. That's basically what Christmas was for. And of course, we know it now as the big commercial holiday. And
perfect commercial
lights,
holiday.
songs, all that kind of
Trees.
funny thing. What are some of your favorite things about Christmas? Maniacal Mike, you're so positive and enthusiastic at all times. What do you love about the most
Wonderful time of the year. Of the year.
That was Brooks going, not me. 'Cause I am positive.
Whatever, dude. Don't be blaming, man.
It's family. That's what I have to say.
The family aspect.
Screw presents. I mean, that's nice, but it's the one time a year where my whole entire family gets together, and I haven't seen some of my relatives since last Christmas. So it'd be good to see them again and get to hang out with them. And
always a good time to spend
when
with
I was
your family.
when I was younger, it was more about the presents, and then like, this is awesome. New stuff, new toys. And then my early 20s, it was working, and just going to the bars on the holidays. But then it's now 30s. In my 30s, it's more about family. So
I understand that absolutely. Jumpin and Jivin James, favorite thing about Christmas?
Man, my favorite thing is all the food.
Food.
The great desserts, the cookies, all that kind of stuff. Turkeys, ducks, hams, all kinds of crazy stuff you get to eat. You don't have to worry about the calories then, so you just have good food.
Not a lot of duck in my family gatherings, to be honest with you, but here lately the turducken has become a popular thing to replace the deep-fried turkey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think we all
someone
love...
should do a deep-fried turducken.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Impressive. I'm there.
Speaking of deep-fried turduckens, Jelangsta Gangsta, what's your favorite moment of Christmas? What's your
Man, I'm a
favorite part
little
of
kid.
Christmas?
I love presents, man. I love stuff. Getting a whole bunch of stuff. I'm sorry. It's
But
the
don't you
times where
find that as you get older that the presents get less and less impressive?
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah,
Not really,
family's
I guess.
fun.
I guess TVs are better than
Food's
some Power
great,
Ranger toys and
but,
game
like,
systems.
I don't know about
You're-
that, man.
I love it, man.
Especially if I look around this
stuff.
place.
it goes from toys to clothes just to here's some cash.
Yeah,
man.
it does.
To
It does.
nothing.
I like that envelope that my grandmother gives me. She's just like, she slides it in. And you're like, I don't know the amount. I have no clue. It could be $4.
The problem with getting
Perfect times.
cash on Christmas is that you want to spend it, and
There's
it's
nowhere to go.
Nowhere to
busy,
go.
Yeah, no shit. And then
Yeah,
it's busy as
true.
hell for 2 days.
Yeah.
Bodacious
Or-
Brooks, what's your favorite thing about Christmas?
Well, oddly enough, considering I actually hate parties at the parties.
I do
very
find that very
ironic.
odd. You have to explain that, Bodacious Brooks.
I like like all your friends are having a party. Like your friends have a party this night, and you get to see everybody.
Like how our
Yeah,
personal group of friends, we have a Christmas gathering every year, right?
Yeah,
it's
like
always
that.
fun.
And like the family gatherings and stuff too. It's the only time I really don't mind parties.
Good to know. Good to know. One of my favorite things about Christmas is what I said last week on the anime episode of Mike's show. Colors.
Colors.
I love Christmas lights. I love
likes
colors. I
colors.
love Christmas lights and Christmas music. I love everything else you guys said. Family, food, parties, and presents. But Christmas music, everybody here knows me. You guys know I love me some Christmas music. I will listen to it nonstop after Thanksgiving until Christmas. I absolutely
I
love
mean, I've actually heard about 30 hours of Christmas music so far this year.
It's
We're only a
crazy.
couple days into December, so
But
Unless you play a lot of Sinatra on Christmas.
I do. I love Sinatra Christmas, but I love that stuff. I love the Christmas lights. I love different colored lights. I love how everybody in the neighborhood puts up lights, and I love going around looking at Christmas lights. I absolutely love it, and I've always loved it. And that's one of my favorite things about Christmas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our question of the day. We were talking about Christmas. This is relevant. If you were an X-woman, a female character of the X-Men, which character would you be? Which X-woman would you be? Coming back after the break. This break, as always, usually, brought to you by Corn Bits. He's got the Corn Bits.
Super corn bits.
Oh, come on, guys.
All
Now
right.
you're showing off.
He's got the corn bits, yeah.
He's got corn bits, yeah.
He's got the corn bits, yeah.
Getting the corn bits.
He's got the corn bits, yeah.
He got the corn bits, yeah.
He's got the corn bits, yeah.
We're getting the corn bits.
He's got the corn
Corn
bits, yeah.
Oh Who couldn't use more corn in their diet? Try our crisp and refreshing cereal, Corn Bits. They taste delicious and they're fun to play with.
I hope you enjoyed that message from Corn Bits. Welcome back to Rockin' with Rockin Robbie. I am Rockin Robbie. With me is Jumpin and Jivin James.
Hello.
Maniacal Mike.
What's up, bitches?
Jelangsta, Gangsta.
Gangsta. Yeah.
And Bodacious Brooks.
Aye.
Thanks, everybody, for coming back to the Huntsville Attic with us. Of course, it is our extremely extraordinary Xmas Extravaganza! Whoa, what brings us to our next shot. Everybody, once again, apple pie moonshine. Come on, everybody. Good second half. Everybody, roll it down! Oh, yeah, that's good. That's rolling down. All right. Before the break, I asked everybody if you were a female character from the X-Men universe, who would you be? We're going to start with the Gangsta Jelangsta.
Wow. That's an easy one. I'm going to go with Elizabeth Braddock, the Psylocke.
All right.
Yeah.
Why is Psylocke?
She's got that psychic knife, and I think I'd look badass.
That's a very good. For
With
those
that,
uninitiated,
that
Psylocke
lovely-
is
lovely outfit, man.
Yeah, she's a telepathic ninja.
Yeah.
You want to be British in an Asian woman's body, huh?
Yeah. I want to be
Basically,
badass.
yeah, that's good enough for me, right? All right, Maniacal Mike, what was your answer to the question?
Dazzler.
Dazzler. Yes, you want fame and stardom, right?
Correct.
All right, that's actually a very good choice. That's a very good choice. Jumping and jiving. Well,
in that new, you reading the new Extreme X-Men?
of course not.
She's a badass in that one. It's
Oh, is she? Should I read it?
It's an Elseworlds version.
It's like a new Exiles almost, right?
Yeah, very good.
All right, Jumping and Jivin James, if you were a female character from the X-Men universe, who would you be?
I'm going to go with Rogue, even though she's lame, because you can be a badass.
And no, you know, dudes wouldn't be able to touch you.
Exactly. So, not worry about that, you know.
Good.
No erotic feelings there.
Absolutely. All right, that's nice. Bodacious
Pitches
Brooks.
and emo, James.
Bodacious Brooks, what's your answer?
Storm, man.
Storm. Very good answer.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you could just like, you look up and like, I don't like the weather. Snap your fingers and you just like the weather, you know.
All right.
And people worship you as a goddess.
Brooks has always wanted to be worshipped as a goddess, apparently. That's very funny. If I had to pick a female character to be, I would be Jean Grey.
Really?
It's the telekinetic power. Unfortunately, I would have to sacrifice myself and die.
I could live with that.
Yes, of course you could. I would love to have a telepathic power. It seems like most of us chose who we would be because of the power, except for Mike. It's the fame that Mike's after.
Well,
That's
I
crazy.
took a page out of your book.
Now let's talk about the ones we absolutely hate. Starting with Brooks, who do you hate?
Emma Frost.
Emma
What?
Frost. Wow,
She's
Brooks
got the
does not
cuckoos
like
that,
Emma
you know, help her
Frost.
out.
The White Queen,
I,
everybody.
I think of
Everybody
Emma
else likes
Frost as like the Paris Hilton of the X-Men.
He might be right, though.
it. He might
yeah.
be right.
I'd probably
Jumpin
agree.
and Jivin James, who's your least favorite X-Man?
I can't stand Cyclops.
All right, everybody, I think we can jump on the bandwagon here. Who hates Cyclops? I do.
I do,
Me.
man.
Yeah,
He's useless.
I never cared for Cyclops.
Yeah.
I mean, he just mopes around all the damn time.
And he's teacher's
That
pet,
was-
and
that
he's
was
always like,
Claremont.
"Oh, Professor, Wolverine's teasing me again."
What I
and he
find-
couldn't actually control his powers. That's also lame to me.
Neither could Rogue, and you wanted to be Rogue.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if I had to be somebody. I'm saying as a character, though, he's supposed to be the leader, you know, the best X-Man.
And look what
you
happened to him
can't-
in AVX, right? I mean, absolutely bonkers crazy. Possessed by the Phoenix, kills Xavier. I mean, are you fucking serious?
That's
has
also-
everybody read that yet?
That's
Not
why he's
really.
a
I
leader.
was pretty much
Everybody
uninitiated.
should've
on
I
read
was
that.
so disappointed in the end of that story.
I thought it was all right.
I liked AVX overall.
The ending.
I did. I even liked the ending.
I liked my ending better.
What's your ending with Cable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently, if you read AVX Consequences, Cable just went on a little vacation, and that's why he wasn't there.
Wow.
And it's absolutely terrible. All right.
Well, so that's why Cable's also kind
A
of
lot of
sucks.
people hate Cyclops, but apparently, a lot of people must love him. He's the leader. But I think most people I know hate Cyclops.
Man-Thing kicks his ass.
I think also we hate Cyclops because we watched the
He
cartoons
does
as
have cool
kids.
eye blast. Come on.
Maniacal Mike, who's your least favorite X-Man?
I hate James. I mean, Rogue.
Magneto clone.
Rogue?
Yes.
Rogue. All right, so you're with Rogue.
Good call, Joseph. Though there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. She's so fucking emo and whiny now. I mean, the character was cool back in the.
She's not like that anymore. That was
No,
Claremont.
I think she
That's
still
Claremont
is.
Rogue.
No, Claremont was. She was awesome in Claremont because she was just
The original Claremont run, she started getting really emo, especially in his original
like the two,
Extreme
like the,
X-Men.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking like the 200s run, like early mid 80s when she's just like, you need me to knock the shit out of this. You need me to
Yeah.
fly over there. You
She
need to do
was
this?"
cool then.
She was a badass, and then it was just like, oh, I can't do this.
I hate how emo she became. She wasn't that emo in the early 90s with the TV
No.
show and all that.
And then even the, and it made it worse when they had that love connection between her and Gambit and Joseph.
I hate that.
It's just like, good God, please.
I
shoot
hate the
me
Rogue
now.
Gambit thing
And I,
altogether.
I do too.
Fuck that.
And I hate that it's just they've thrown her into a leadership role, and it's just like, really?
Way too emo
There's
for that.
too
She
many
was even
people-
emo in the movies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Really
she was
was.
super emo in the movies.
Speaking of
She wanted
Rogue
to get
and the
rid of
whole
her
Gambit
powers.
thing,
That's sad.
Jelani,
Yes, sir.
who's your least favorite X-Man?
Oh gosh, I hate to say it. I'm gonna have to go with Bishop.
Bishop.
Bishop, what?
How the hell can you hate Bishop?
Bishop's a badass
Bishop.
in the future.
I don't know, man. It's just okay.
And he has a Jerry
He's a
cool.
black
It's awesome.
dude from the
I love
yeah.
Bishop.
First of all, he does have a Jerry Cool. That would be the main problem.
And then
I
he
have
got
with him.
rid of it though.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, who cares?
Dude,
Who
he's
cares?
got the cool M tattoo on his
He's
face.
a terrible, terrible, terrible thing
And he has a shotgun.
on the world. No, can't
No,
stand
no,
it.
I don't quite
I think
agree.
Jim Lee and Chris Claremont had to make him
And
that
that
way.
Crazy Western looking.
They had to make him like with the neckerchief and the blue and the EXE, and he has like one future where he has to kill whatever he needs to kill. I can't stand it.
Xavier.
Yeah, it's sad.
But then that changes in
It changes.
in Messiah
He's
Complex.
terrible.
Well, no,
When he's
because of-
revealed to be there to stop Hope, and he goes completely crazy.
What's
kills
his power
millions of people
again?
in the future.
Well,
His power is he
absor-
absorbs
energy
energy
absorption.
and redirects it out.
Yeah,
Like, the whole point of Bishop was
It's an amazing
he came
power.
from the future, and he was supposed to stop Gambit.
It was the X-Trader,
And
which turned out to
yeah,
be
but
Xavier.
it kept going.
And
Like he
Onslaught.
had
Xavier
to, he had
and
to keep
Onslaught.
cheating.
No, because
And
after the,
jumping.
after-
Oh, it was Xavier this time. Oh
Well, after-
gosh, it was Gambit last time.
No,
oh,
it was-
God, is
no.
it his mom next time? I don't know.
No.
It's sad, son.
I don't want to get too into this. Gambit is my least favorite X-Men. A lot of people hate Gambit. It's easy to hate Gambit. I hate Gambit because he's the same. He doesn't do anything. What
He
is
has
the
a mask,
fuck,
but he
What the
doesn't.
fuck is his costume? That's not a mask. What does it do? Is it an ear warmer? Does he have extremely cold ears? What's up with his accent? Everything like it's
He's
overdone.
Cajun.
Ha ha ha, mon ami, chérie, ha ha. First
like
we
bad
light the
French.
car up, then we blow it up. First we charge it up, then we blow. I got so tired and sick of Gambit and the romance and the purple and the pink and it's just
I think the cartoon.
not a big Gambit
I
fan.
think the cartoon show killed that because originally he charged.
It was cooler
He
until the
charged
cartoon
everything.
was aware. Yeah,
He charged everything
yeah,
with his eyes
through
and
his eyes.
touch.
Yeah,
and,
that's why his eyes look weird.
And then they just let it go. But if the
He also
Gambits-
had this weird charming ability. He could almost like hypnotize people. Do you remember that? Very early on. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's almost they almost kind of bring that back in Dakin
yeah,
with one of his
the
abilities.
pheromone thing, like Spider-Woman.
But the real quick though about Gambit, I mean, there's a lot that they have done really cool things with that character, and they've done
He's lame, Mike.
shitty things with that character.
He's lame.
But the whole, if anybody wants to read any Gambit that's
Really
wants
hate
to read
Gambit.
really really good Gambit, read the series with him and the new son, where he's trying to find out what's in Sinister's vial.
The thing about Gambit is like the best Gambit is animated. Like the original X-Men cartoon Gambit, that was cool. That's why everyone started liking Gambit. Wolverine and the X-Men Gambit, he's cool. The comic Gambit, he always falls short.
All right, we've been talking about heroes a lot, everybody. Villains. Villains are my favorite thing in any kind of story. Let's talk about some of our favorite X-Men villains. James, what you got for me?
I'm going with Sinister.
Mr. Sinister?
Yeah. He has
Why
a
do you-
cool ass badass cape. Kind of looks like Dracula, but he's kind of metal looking and got
Alright.
a nice little mustache. I don't know. He's got a nice sense of style.
And he hates Cyclops as much
Exactly.
as you do. Bodacious Brooks, who's your favorite X-Men villain?
Well, I can't really say, but I do like Mystique.
Mystique. Why do you like Mystique so much, Brooks?
Mystique is one of those characters that she pops up, and first of all, you don't know that she's there. She'll have been there, disguised as somebody else, and then all of a sudden she's there. It's like, oh, there's always a big surprise there. She's
She has a
just
skull on
sneaks.
her belt.
You never know. You never know what she's going to do. You never know what her plans are. Really,
She's never got an
until-
allegiance to anybody but herself.
Yeah.
Does she?
And she's the
Rogue's foster mother, Nightcrawler's real mother.
Yep.
Yeah, she has a lot of ties to the X-Men. You know,
Absolutely.
she's always on the wrong side.
And
Somehow
for a time,
related
she was
to
actually a part of X Factor, had a relationship with Forge,
Yes.
which is very interesting. Jelangsta, the
mid-nineties.
gangsta.
Yes, sir.
Who's your favorite X-Men villain?
My favorite X-Men villain is the Colonel Reverend William Stryker.
William Stryker.
Yes,
Excellent
sir.
choice. I know most people are going to be more familiar with Brian Cox's performance in X2, X-Men United as Stryker. Tell us a little bit more about the comic book.
The comic book Stryker is a very interesting character. He originally was a televangelist sent by God.
He was in the graphic novel God Loves, Man Kills, was he not?
That is correct. Where he says, well, he's sent from God to make sure that the mutants splurge, or what is that? The mutant blight
Yeah,
is
some
stomped out.
Televangelist word.
Yeah. Yay.
How
Woo!
can you not hate this
I
guy?
loved it, man.
I mean, one strike, he's a televangelist.
Absolutely, right?
That's true, man.
And
Two, he doesn't like
what's-
mutants.
But he's such a douche, man. And he sways like so many people to follow his cause. That's what.
He
That's
almost
what freaks me
uses
out.
Xavier to kill all the mutants, too.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that is too is his legacy is still carried on today in the
Absolutely.
Purifiers.
Yes.
Yes, the Purifiers. Oh,
And what they did in the second volume of New X-Men, Childhood Ends.
they
with,
destroy
X-23 and all that.
Genosha.
Good choice. Maniacal Mike, favorite X-Men villain?
It's not really a villain; it's more of a team
Okay.
of villains. Mm-hmm. And I have to go with the Hellfire Club.
Ooh, the Hellfire.
We'll probably get more in depth.
I sense
for-
disapproval from Bodacious Brooks.
Aren't they those lame guys who pretend they're from
First
the
of all, Emma
1700s
Frost
or
is in the
something?
Hellfire Club. And second, the Hellfire Club is lame. Emma Frost, lame.
Mike, what's your retort?
The Hellfire Club is badass because there's so many different things. Pierce, Donald Pierce, who's a cyborg, it has the Reavers. So when we talk about Dark Phoenix Saga, we'll probably get more into it. But all the guys that Wolverine hacks up later become cyborgs, and it's when you get Pretty Boy and Bone Crusher and all those guys from. And it goes
Yep.
back to the whole. You really get to see them fuck shit up during the whole Australia thing, but then in the whole Messiah complex, they come back. So and they're led by Lady Deathstrike.
I hate this new Hellfire
I thought you were talking
Club.
about the Hellfire Club, though.
Right, I am. That's just one member of the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
Sebastian Shaw and his son Shinobi, fucking geniuses, but they have the power to absorb energy. White Queen, Emma Frost.
And Black
you know,
Queen.
Black Queen, which has been several different people.
Absolutely.
One.
That was always Selene, wasn't it?
It's either been Selene, Jean Grey, or Shaw's assistant Tessa. So Madeline Pryor was also
Absolutely.
clone of
Goblin
Jean
Queen.
Grey.
Goblin
was the
Queen.
was the Black Queen. So Magneto was the White King. Storm was the White Queen or King also. So the new Hellfire Club also is badass.
With the
bunch
kids.
Bunch
Yeah.
of little kids just blowing shit
They're
up.
actually better than the other Hellfire Club, in my opinion.
And what's
Yeah.
what's funny is
I hate
original
them a lot more
X-Men
than the
Angel
original.
Warren Worthington III is a member of the Hellfire Club.
That is true. So is Tony Stark, actually.
Yes.
All right. My favorite X-Men villain is Apocalypse. I love the. I love his power. I love
You
how
love
he
Egyptians.
he plots. I love Egyptian shit.
Insofar
Absolutely
as
love
the
it. He
first
technically is one of the
recorded
first mutants ever recorded.
You've read Rise of Apocalypse, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it, dude. Apocalypse is just so badass. In Sabanur, I just love him. He can control every molecule in his body. It's He's just so badass. What I love about Apocalypse really too is that he doesn't really do much. He just lets his minions go out, and basically his whole point is that the survival of the fittest. Yeah. That he is obsessed with getting the ultimate survivor, and I love Apocalypse.
Whenever Apocalypse comes out, when Apocalypse actually comes out, it's a big deal.
Yeah, they don't
the
overuse
The Avengers will usually even come out.
Yeah,
if
they don't
is
overuse Apocalypse, which a lot of people do, like Green Goblin and Spider-Man at times, Doctor Doom and Fantastic Four. Magneto in X-Men, which I want to point out, very weird. No one said Magneto, obviously, the greatest arch nemesis of the X-Men. Let's talk about Magneto. Who loves Magneto? I do.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
He's pretty sweet. I mean,
Yeah.
How come no
pretty
one said
goddamn
Magneto?
powerful.
Well, he's not really a villain anymore.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you could argue that team that he was a part of was a very villainous team.
Yeah.
It was pretty much like the Brotherhood of Mutants.
A bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Magneto's pretty badass.
Just a bit.
But he's always been for mutants' rights, though.
That is true.
So
He's never.
He's
really,
also Jewish, so he's for Jewish rights. And around this time of the year, Jews sometimes like to celebrate the Festival of Lights, known as Hanukkah.
ooh. Are there
Luckily,
8 crazy nights?
Is that a
we
real
have
thing?
an expert on Hanukkah here. That's right, Jelangsta the Gangsta. Tell us a little bit about Hanukkah, please.
Ooh, Hanukkah. Hanukkah, I'm going directly from Wikipedia, so bear with me. Right now, Hanukkah, it's known as the Festival of Lights. It is an 8-day Jewish holiday commemorating the rededication of the Holy Temple and the Second Temple at Jerusalem. At the time of the Maccabean Revolt. Oh my gosh.
The Maccabean Revolt, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Revolt, yeah.
So the festival is celebrated by a candelabra. Oh, they're awesome. It's a 9-branch menorah.
A menorah.
A
yeah.
menorah.
Yeah.
H.
The whole idea is that while the temple
8
was under
crazy
siege,
nights.
they
right.
only had enough oil to light the candle for like one
One
night
day.
or so. But it went for 8 crazy nights.
8 crazy nights.
What are some of the modern representations and customs of Hanukkah?
Wow. Well, they normally play a game with a dreidel, which is a 4-sided spin top. Yeah, that thing. It has like
I only know that
numbers
because of
on
South
it,
Park.
and it's a lovely little game.
It's actually a gambling game. Like kids, they get their
it was a game you could
Hanukkah
play
presents,
without
and then
being seen.
they play dreidel for the presents. But usually, like the winner would divide the winnings up anyway because it's
A
just
lot of the
game.
time, it's those chocolate coins that are wrapped in gold foil.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and actually at one point I do believe the game was played in open, but it's so they could teach their traditions and their ways
Absolutely.
and not be seen teaching it.
Absolutely. Hanukkah is very cool. It always follows in a different week in our calendar,
yeah.
because the Jewish calendar is a little bit different. Festival of Lights. It's one of the only ceremonies and holidays observed by the Jewish people that is not a biblical holiday. Most of them are straight from the Torah. This one is not, and it's the most famous one that is not from the Torah. Hanukkah is really fun. They eat a lot of fried foods because of the oil. That's the whole thing. They eat lots of donuts. They eat latkes, potato latkes. It's actually a fun holiday. We have experienced it a little bit, and it's always fun. And of course, Adam Sandler wrote a great song about Hanukkah, and that's what most people know. That leads us to the thought of the day. Magneto was Jewish, celebrates Hanukkah. It's portrayed in the movies by
Ian
Ian
McKellen.
McKellen. Our thought of the day today comes from Sir Ian McKellen. It is this: if you've got Mystique as your girlfriend, well, the fun you could have in bed. I've just imagined X-Men 3 might open with me in bed with Patrick Stewart. We'll be right back after this break from one of our sponsors. Thank you for tuning in. Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie.
Just in time for Christmas, hot off the heels, yet another SEC championship. Roll Tide Bubblegum Collectibles proudly presents to you the Alabama football Roll Tide Holy Trinity collector plate set. Each pledge hand-painted, individually numbered by artist extraordinaire Billy Bub Jenkins. First plate features God the Father, Amen, using the likeness of Paul, Majestic Bear Bryant, Roll Tide. Jesus the Son, Amen, using the likeness of Handsome Gene Stalin, Roll Tide. And of course, the Holy Spirit, Amen. Using the likeness of the blessed above all else, Nick Saban, Roll Tide. These winning plates can be yours to treasure for generations for only 5 easy payments at $29.95. Roll Tide. Act now and receive 3 bonus plate. John the Baptist. Amen. Roll Tide.
Welcome back to the Huntsville Attic. That's right, it's Rockin' with Rockin Robbie. I am your host, Rockin Robbie. With me is Jumpin and Jivin James.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Maniacal Mike.
What's up, bitches?
Jelangsta Gangsta.
Gangsta.
And Bodacious Brooks.
Yep.
All right, thanks for coming back. Once again, this is our extremely extraordinary X-Stravaganza.
It's extreme.
Indeed. So, of course,
bitches.
it's like all things X. And as is our custom here in the Huntsville Attic, SOEProductions.com, Smaller Else Podcast Network. Shot. Everybody. It's that apple pie moonshine.
Nice and cold this time.
Oh, finally cold. Now, you won't hear as many coughs. Ooh, that's so good. It's like the inside of an apple pie. So good.
Feels like a vagina.
All right, moving on, everybody. Xmas. Well, there's one thing about X-Men comics that I think are the most important thing about X-Men comics in comic book history. Out of everything, minorities get represented accurately and with more time in an X-Men title, typically, than any other comic book title. True. Anybody, you guys understand what I'm saying? Yeah. From women to racial minorities to religious minorities and to like homosexuals, they are all equally represented ever since that original team that Nightcrawler was a part of in Giant Size X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
The international team.
Diversity is the name of the X-Men. Well, the whole point of the X-Men is that they're hated and feared just because of who they are. That's what a lot of minorities,
and they just want
including
everybody to be happy.
Absolutely. Anybody got any thoughts on this topic?
I mean, I love that, you get to have strong female characters more often. And then you get to have a strong black female character in these comics.
The strongest black female character I can think of in story.
Yeah.
Black Panther's
She's
sister?
a leader. Yeah.
Storm. People know Storm, not her.
Oh.
Storm, Rogue, Jean Grey.
Storm
Strong
was like,
female character.
Storm is the goddess or Storm with the mohawk?
Jubilee, Shadowcat, Marrow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Strong
Strong
females.
women.
Gay characters, North Star. Right? One of the first gay characters in
And
the
Beast
comic.
for like a second.
Beast for a second.
Like a whole second. Like it was just a line in New X-Men.
It
where he
was
goes
in Grant
like,
Morrison's new X-Men.
Yeah, he's like, I think I might be gay. But he was just joking around.
I remember that. It was very
Oh,
funny.
was
By
he?
my stars and garters.
But he was played by Kelsey Grammer, who's kind of questionable. So
Yeah. Ethnic minorities. We talked about Bishop earlier. Of course, Storm.
Sunspot.
Sunspot. Sunfire.
yeah,
Banshee. Thunderbird. Warbird. We got Native Americans. We got
Warpath,
Irish
not
people.
Warbird.
Yeah,
Warbird.
Means everyone's a human.
Warbird is an alien female. Like,
From the Shi'ar.
there you go. Like, even aliens. They've always been represented well. Jelani, here amongst us right now currently, because none of the 5 of us have come out of the closet yet. You are the only minority represented. What do you think about minorities represented in the
well,
X-Men?
But
you know, X-Men is followed by the civil rights movement. It came out in the 60s. It was a hot button issue. And Stan Lee decided, it was a good idea to make a book like this because people are different. And, people want to get better and working together. It's a strong, strong message.
I think one of the most important things that Stan Lee did when he did the X-Men was that so much prejudice, especially in the civil rights movement, about what made you different from the norm was actually a negative thing, but he turned it into a positive thing. He made it a power. He made it something that makes you uniquely you. Yeah. And I thought that was very, very cool. Stan Lee writes comics, right? You know why Stan Lee's so important, him and Jack Kirby? Because he secretly taught everybody about equality.
So true.
Yeah, true.
And evolution. Historically, minorities love X-Men. Minorities that love comics love X-Men comics. In my experience, in what I've read, in just history, that is the case. And also, us little white folk growing up in the 90s, We felt special.
If you
We
were a
felt
nerd-
different. No one understood us.
If you were a nerd who was picked on, you could really relate to the X-Men.
Exactly. So with X-Men, you got your minorities covered. You got women, you got racial minorities, you got homosexuals, and you got nerds. Everybody. This is the truth about the world. Shit moves, and everybody feels like an outsider. And that's why the X-Men is so relatable, so important, so enduring, and why they are relevant today to the point that we are right now in Huntsville Attic talking about the X-Men. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah,
You're right, man.
Yeah.
I am right. Speaking of minorities, if you don't want to typically celebrate the commercialization of Christmas, and if you're not quite Jewish enough for joyous Hanukkah, you get to celebrate a different holiday, possibly. Jumpin and Jivin James is our resident. Luckily, we do have an expert on this. That is Jumpin and Jivin James. Jumpin and Jivin James, please elaborate on Kwanzaa.
Harambe!
Is Kwanzaa a real thing?
Yes, it is. And it's an often misunderstood thing and
course
not
it's a real
known
thing.
by many people.
Wait, James
I
is
don't-
doing
I don't know.
the Kwanzaa
I do want
report.
to start off
All
with
right.
a good,
Sounds kind of
you know,
suspicious to me.
Habari Gani to everybody. This also translates to what's the news?
Alrighty.
What's going on? You know?
Mojo.
What's the news?
What is the news?
It was originally started in 1966 by Maulani Karenga.
Wow.
It is a 7-day holiday, starting on the 26th, so right after Christmas. Get into it. And since there's 7 days, there's 7 main principles. Starting off with umoja, which is unity
That is correct.
Very
within
important.
the family,
Umoja.
within the community,
I
you
know
the
this, I
nation,
know all
keeping
things.
everything together.
Kwanzaa.
And then there's Kuji Chagulia, which is self-determination.
Wow. That was impressive.
No shit.
Followed by Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility.
That's correct.
I like the sound of that.
Number 4, Ujama, which is cooperative economics,
Ujama.
which is
Sounds
the
like
whole
Jabba the
movement of
Hutt.
keeping the money within your community.
Isn't that a little socialist?
It is a little bit, but if you're on the outskirts and no one liked you and everything, it'd probably be a good idea to better your own community.
Like squirrels.
I got a quick question. Did this originate in Jamaica?
No, it did not. It's here in the United States.
It's American.
It's always been American.
I didn't know.
Well,
As
they do
American
celebrate it
as
here
apple
now.
pie. The question is why?
Interesting enough.
Why should the blues be so at home here? Well,
Texas.
America provided the atmosphere.
All right, James. What else you got for us?
So then we get Nia, which is purpose.
Purpose. I
And
believe in
then-
your purpose, baby. Na 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 na.
All right.
And then number
Yeah.
6, we
Yeah,
get
skip that.
Kumba,
Komba.
creativity.
This sounds very Klingon.
Yeah.
Wow.
You sound like something Jabba the Hutt would say.
You're comparing black people to Klingons?
Man, all right. And then number 7, we get Imani, which is faith.
Ooh.
And much like Hanukkah, you get 7 candles. But instead of a menorah, you get a kinara.
Ooh, a Kanara.
And then most of the holiday, is meeting up on each day, celebrating one of the 7 principles, and then having a meal or a feast, passing around a cup, sharing libations. And also, furthermore, the name of Kwanzaa comes from the Swahili phrase, Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means the first fruit of harvest.
Thank you very much, Jumpin and Jivin James, for that very educational presentation on Kwanzaa.
You almost
Thanks
said
for
Hanukkah.
listening to me, guys.
All right, well, we're coming to the end of the show, and
James.
we've been talking about, of course, Xmas and X-Men. So, the top 5 X-Men stories, as voted by us and our listeners. Number 5, Fatal Attractions.
Fatal Attraction.
Yeah.
Fatal Attractions, what's it known for? Number 1.
Wolverine getting his adamantium torn
That's
out.
why people love it.
Magneto getting his mind wiped.
That's why people love it.
Xavier
X-Men
becoming
25 is
Onslaught.
the only issue that's really relevant
Yeah, really.
to Fatal Attractions, but
Well,
it is absolutely
the
amazing.
X-Force, the X-Force and
Cable
the,
gets fucked up,
yeah, the X-Force
very bad.
one. Mhm.
but that was a nothing
But he doesn't
compared to what
sacrifice
happened to
himself.
Wolverine. Number 4, The Age of Apocalypse. Everybody
Why
loves
is
the
it
Age
so
of
low?
Apocalypse. Everybody loves the Age of Apocalypse.
I
This is
love
why.
this story.
It's Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
We're
is
talking
awesome.
about
Yeah, this is
Dark
this is the
Riders, Four
Apocalypse
Horsemen. We're
win
talking about
scenario.
Apocalypse
It's
wins.
a big what if.
Moving on. Number 3. We talked about it a lot tonight. Grant Morrison's New X-Men. New X-Men made number 3. That is a fantastic run. Brooks, what did you got to say?
Yeah, that's when I started picking up X-Men again.
It was
Wow.
great. Even Cyclops was badass in that run.
Yeah.
I love the costumes.
Yeah, I wish they'd have kept those costumes. Man.
Yeah,
They were really...
I loved it. They were leather. They had that day glow. They were
Second
They're the
uniforms.
black and gold.
Second
That's how it's supposed to be,
mutations.
man.
They all got the second mutations. Emma Frost
Emma
got the
Frost
diamond
was going
skin.
hard,
Beast
yeah.
went more feline. Wolverine can now heal his entire arm being ripped off in like a page and a half. The Cassandra Nova stuff, the Shi'ar. Grant Morrison doing the X-Men. Dude, that happened. Grant
Quentin
Morrison wrote the
Quire.
X-Men. Are you
It was the
serious?
strangest
Very
run of
crucial.
X-Men that you'll ever read.
Number 2, Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past, of course, is the subject and title of the next X-Men movie, which is a sequel to X-Men First Class. Days of Future Past, everybody remembers that one. Shadowcat travels to the future. She meets Wolverine. All the mutants are dead. The Sentinels have taken over. Humanity is one. Why do we love this story?
Because that's when we get to first see the Hounds.
That is true. And
Yeah.
Rachel Summers comes
It's
from
old
that.
man Wolverine, you know.
Old man Wolverine.
See, Wolverine is an old man. He's still kicking.
Number 1, couldn't be anything else. I don't think there's any question on what is the greatest X-Men story. Brooks, what do you think it is?
Oh, is it the Dark Phoenix saga?
That is correct. The Dark Phoenix Saga. Anybody disagree in this room in Huntsville Attic right now?
No.
No. We all love the Dark Phoenix Saga. Maniacal Mike, tell me why the Dark Phoenix Saga is one of the best.
Because Wolverine in the sewers goes ape shit and kills a bunch of the Hellfire Club
And they become,
guards, and they become Reavers.
as
later.
you said earlier, Jelani, what do you love about the Dark Phoenix Saga?
Man, it is basically the finest Jean Grey story ever.
Absolutely.
She's consumed.
I love
By
the
the
sacrifice element of it.
Yeah. It's pretty
That's
much
the only
end.
one of the only times
She's like,
Cyclops is
I'm
interesting.
going to give myself up.
Yeah.
For the person I love, which, yeah, Cyclops is a douche, but he's human in this story. So, you know, I really like that part about it.
That story is great, and that is one of the reasons why the best X-Men movie is X-Men 2.
Yeah.
Because they have that sacrifice there. Sacrifice is one of the greatest hero moments in a story. Why? Because it's the greatest story ever told. Jesus Christ sacrificed himself on the cross, and the day he was born, we celebrate as Xmas. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight on Rockin' with Rockin Robbie, live from Huntsville Attic. Join us next week. Mike's got a very special Smile or Else show. It's our Christmas special. Mike, tell us about it.
Top 5 favorite Christmas movies
Ooh, is
for
this
the meat.
movies specifically about the holiday Christmas or movies that take place during Christmas?
As long as Christmas is somewhere in it, it's all that matters.
I'd like to hear that, Mike. I'm looking forward to
Christmas.
it.
Well, actually, I should say Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything really.
Any holiday season related
Yes,
thing.
that's why it's Happy Holidays and no longer Merry Christmas.
I love that, guys. That is great. I'm looking forward to that. Join us the week after that. It is me and Mike. We are having an amalgam of the Smile or Else show on Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie. That's right. It will be our Smile or Else end of the year spectacular, everybody. We'll be talking about our favorite everythings of 2012, our favorite movies, our favorite comics, our favorite novels, our favorite music videos, our favorite songs, our favorite everything of 2012. What is your favorite stuff? Everybody will be here. Everybody you've ever heard on a Smile or Else broadcast, you will hear that night. It's going to be very special. And of course, after that, the next Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie will actually be the very first Smile or Else production of the new year, 2013. Looking forward to it. We will be here because fuck what the Mayans say, because that's not actually what they say. Anyway, we thought it was appropriate. The next Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie will be all about breakfast. That's right, everybody. Everything breakfast. All right.
And
Thank
if the
you
Mayans are right, it's been real.
You know shit. Thank you guys for joining us, everybody. With me has been Jumpin and Jivin James.
Very well, everybody. Have a joyous Hanukkah and Kwanzaa.
Maniacal Mike.
Ha ha, wee, hello.
And always, not always, Jelangsta Gangsta.
Gangsta.
And Bodacious Brooks.
Yep.
Well, this has been Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie. Thanks for rocking with us, and Habare
Aurora Borealis.